Welcome to lesson 6. In this particular lesson, it's not going to be a long lesson, but it will be a very important lesson. Because some of you teachers are probably thinking to yourself, this is a great course for anyone who's teaching technology to their students. But I'm a 7th grade teacher, a 7th grade math teacher, and I really don't have time, sorry, to send my students to a computer lab. At our middle school, we actually have someone else who does that, so thank you very much. Nice course. Goodbye. Well, wait. Before you go away, I want to show you something very important. And that is, no matter what kind of teacher you are, particularly if you have some knowledge of Bloom's taxonomy of higher level of learning, eventually the highest set and highest achievement that you can achieve as a teacher is to reproduce yourself in your students so that they understand the material you're teaching as well as you do to such an extent that they can teach it. And so no matter what kind of teacher you are, if you're not bringing your students to the level where they can understand it to the point where they can teach it, I would say that there's some opportunity there. Okay, granted, we all have students that we just want them to pass the class. But you know what? I personally feel like that there's a lot of opportunity with PowerPoint and with presentation to enable your students, no matter what topic you choose, whether you send them to a computer lab or not, to start implementing verbiage in your instruction that allows them to go home and do things you never thought they could do. So if you're a 7th grade math teacher, at the end of one of your lessons, you may just say, today we just learned how to do algebra and how to graph an algebraic equation. Anyone in this classroom who tomorrow can come back to class with a PowerPoint presentation that teaches the concepts that I taught and gives an example of how a problem can be done and just shows it to the student, I'm going to give you extra credit. Okay, class is over. That's all you do. Maybe you don't even have PowerPoint at your school, but you know what? Some of these kids, they will find a way to find PowerPoint, and they'll get it, and they'll get a computer, and they'll go to the library, and then they'll come in and they'll walk into your classroom and they'll say, hey, wait, there's no PowerPoint computer here and no overhead projector. And you'll say, right, go ahead and go print out some copies for all the students. So then they'll go home the next day, their mom will take them, they'll make printouts, and they'll bring 30 copies of PowerPoint slides, and they will give you a presentation that will blow you away. I mean, you will just be incredibly amazed. And so this lesson is about incorporating what you've learned about giving a presentation into your current lesson plans. And it may be as simple as just adding one sentence to one of your lesson plans that says, conclude with extra credit and point the students to PowerPoint as an option. Let's dive right in. So again, we're on the word, this time, evoke a call to action. That means conclude by giving your students something to do. Or when you're giving a presentation, give a call to action or give them a takeaway or conclude the presentation by saying, this is what I want you to get. Really, as you know, we're almost done with this course. Lesson 6 is very brief. It's how to write lesson plans. And this will be very simple. The objective is to learn how to write a lesson plan to teach your students PowerPoint. If you're going through the excellent endeavor of having them learn how to use PowerPoint, which I would really encourage you to do, then step 1 is have an objective that is testable. That doesn't mean you have to give them a test, but in every lesson, give them something of an objective that they can work toward so that you can then, whether by question or by a written test, ask them, how do you do this? And they can prove their knowledge to you. Second is, give them, that's my cell phone, ignore it. Give them steps to achieve that objective. That's basically it. So before I conclude this presentation, I want to show, some people have wondered, how do you use Prezi? You know, some people have heard about Prezi. I showed you in one of the presentations how you can do something simple in Google presentation, but this is Prezi. Let me just show you really quick. To go to Prezi, all you would have to do is go to Prezi.com. You can barely see it, but up here it's Prezi.com. And you enter your username and password, and you get a login, and it brings you to this screen. So what you do is when you get to this screen, you can go ahead and just click New Prezi. Then you wait because it's online, and your presentation will be online. So unlike PowerPoint, where it's sitting on your desktop and you can carry it around with you, whether you're connected to the internet or not, Prezi is connected online. And so, you know, whether they have a downloadable version or not, I haven't explored that. But I just want to show you the basics of how to use Prezi. So basically, when you click New, it shows you some templates. Very familiar, right? And so you can choose one of these templates. I'll just choose this one called The Road Ahead. I click on it. And then I click Use Template down here in this blue button. And then it opens up basically a template. And lo and behold, you have your main elements. Okay, maybe you don't have a quick tips bar, and maybe you don't have a ribbon, but you do have tabs up there. And you do have a slide pane on the left, and you do have an active slide. This is very easy for you. Now that you know PowerPoint, which is really kind of the master and most complicated of all presentation software, you can do any software. So let's just do a little title here. Learning is a Journey by Donnie Wise. Okay, click over here, click your second presentation. You can say, hello. Third presentation. Of course, when you click hello, you can add some text if you want. I would like for you to journey with me on the road of learning. Then you click on the next slide. It brings you the next slide. Learning is fun. So I won't show you too much more, but then when you're done, you click on Present. It's a little button at the top right. Click Present. It goes full screen, and then just like you did with PowerPoint where you use your down arrow, you can go from one slide to another. Learning is a journey. I click my down arrow. I click it again, and it zooms me out. If I click it out again, it zooms me out further. If I hit return or enter, it doesn't do anything like it did in PowerPoint. But if I zoom in, then what I can do is, one second here, I can then go to the next slide. And it zoom in on that one, and it says hello. And what it does is, you'll notice if you look down the pathway of this journey, then it'll take you from slide to slide as you go ahead and continue clicking. Now, if you want to learn more about Prezi, just go ahead and watch the video on Prezi.com, and it'll teach you more about how to use Prezi. I just wanted to show you that for the sake of those students who are interested. Great. We'll go ahead and stop here. In Lesson 7, the actual video will not be there. This is actually the last video. Lesson 7 is just going to be a reading portion where you're going to present a PowerPoint slide. If at this point you are not yet comfortable with PowerPoint, it's incredibly important that you get with a colleague, call me, or come to the QuikiTech lab. What you will do after this is you'll read, you'll do some homework, you'll click next, and then you're going to go to the last lesson. And the last lesson is just going to give you some instructions of a topic and some subtopics for a PowerPoint presentation that I want you to email me. So your last presentation or your last homework that is an important part of your grade is to go ahead and do a multi-slide presentation. It could take you an hour, could take you 2 hours, it could take you 3 hours, depending on your familiarity. But I want you to put some thought into doing this presentation. And really what I want you to do is I want you to create a presentation that introduces both to your students, to parents, and to any other educator that wants to know about your teaching style the following points: who you are, how you came into the teaching profession, what is the thing that you feel is the most important that a student should learn in your class this year, what is the most important quality they should have to be an effective student, what your expectations are for student, what your classroom management style is, what a typical schedule is during a particular day of your class, and then in conclusion, I want you to give one experience that really articulates a day that was the most joyful day in your teaching career and articulates the type of student that you worked with that really brought your teaching a lot of satisfaction. Okay, it's a lot of points there. And you don't have to include all the points, but I want your presentation to show the ability to do animation, the ability to do titles on slides, the ability to add some color. You don't have to do a master slide, but I want to see that you've gotten some of these points and picked them up. So outstanding. I want to thank you for taking this class. We have other classes at QuikiTech that are approved for professional development, and I really do hope we talk again. Again, once you finish this class and you do the next lesson 7, go ahead and click Mark as Complete. You will email your presentation to Donnie@QuikiTech.com, and then I will go ahead and send your information. Give me a few weeks to the district, whichever district you are in the country, that will prove that you have proof to get your salary points. If you're in Los Angeles, I'm the one who actually does all the work for you to get your salary points. But you will need to send me your presentation. That will be the indication to me that you finished the course and that you're ready for your salary points. Great. Thank you very much.